Right, I am not going to sugarcoat this. Ruben Amorim is going to get sacked unless something changes. And fast. 9 wins in 33 league games, 32 points from almost a full season of matches. We are leaking goals, we are losing battles in midfield, we are conceding the same type of goals week after week, and we're playing in a way that makes us far too easy to beat. The fans know it, the players know it, the board knows it. I presume Ruben Amorim knows it, and if he keeps sending out the same team in the same structure, he's going to be out the door in November. He just is. So, imagine this. They've gone for the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys, and they said, Steve, we have seen what you're doing at level 12 of English football, and there's nobody else to save us. Come in and be Ruben's assistant. Help us turn this around. Now, the message is clear. Fix it or you're gone. And clearly, that isn't a phone call that's going to be happening anytime soon. But play the game with me a little bit, right? We do not have 6 months to build. We do not have 6 months and the luxury of turning this around, ripping it all up and starting again from scratch. We need tweaks that are going to work right now, immediately. So how do we make United harder to play against? How do we give us a platform to start winning games again? Here are the 3 things that I'm going to implement in a minute when I head over to Carrington, and I've got 4 or 5 days to sort it out before Sunderland. Let's go. Right, the first thing we are going to do is shift into a 3-2-2-3 structure. And Mazraoui is going to be the key to this because he is going to be inverting. The second thing we are going to do is push Bruno Fernandes higher up the pitch. No more involvement in the pivot. And 3, we're going to make a grown-up decision. Bayendir is out. Lamens is coming in. We want to keep that Comanzi's box. Now, these aren't radical revolutions. They are tweaks, but tweaks that go straight into the heart of the problems. A poor rest defence, no control in midfield, and a goalkeeper that does not save shots, claim crosses, or dominate his area. Fix those 3, and I think the same players are going to look like a different team because we already know we are creating chances. There's no control. I want a little bit of control back at Manchester United. So, number 1, the tweak. 3-2-2-3. Fixing the rest defence. So, the first problem that we're going to fix is the one that we've had all season, and it's the rest defence. A couple of people asked in the comments, what is the rest defence? Basically, it's your shape behind the ball. So, while you're in possession, your defence is resting, yeah? Sometimes they're involved and they're active and they're recycling the ball, but sometimes they're just in positions waiting for when you do lose the ball and then they can react. Now, at the moment, Manchester United's rest defence is at the double pivot and they get excited, and when we lose the ball, they push in and they get beaten, and then it's 3v3, 4v3 against our back line and we get carved open. That's literally what happens. And it goes all the way back to that West Ham game, and it's been in every single match since we've seen, apart from Arsenal, weirdly, we've seen United get carved open in this manner. Why? Well, because we're leaving one or no midfielders and opening up the entire centre of the pitch. The fullbacks are both high and wide at the same time, and the centre-halves are exposed. Then they're getting dragged out into the full-back area just with simple straight balls in behind. And sometimes it's not even in behind. It's just a smash up the pitch, as we saw with the first goal against Brentford. So we're going to fix this structurally. We're going to go 3-2-2-3 in possession. Now, Mazraoui, let's put the here's the team, right? This is the 3-4-3 shape, okay? The back 3 can stay as it is. Let's move them up a little bit towards the halfway line. Mazraoui, instead of inverting all the way up to, instead of pushing all the way up to right wing, we're going to bring him in. We're going to bring him alongside the number 6. I'm going to say this is Ugarte or Menu. Actually, doesn't really matter. And he's going to sit inside alongside the number 6. So we've got 2 number 6s. So in possession, Mazraoui inverts and does that. Now, he's also going to be flexible. This isn't dogmatic, this system. It's flexible. So if Lenny Yoro, right side centre-half, he steps in, Mazraoui can rotate into that position and fills in no problem. The whole key to this is that it can be flexible and players can rotate in and out of different positions. If you find Mbeumo into one of the number 10 positions from the right wing, it's not a drama. If Bruno finds himself right wing instead of in the number 10 position, it's not a drama. He can deliver crosses from there. So this is the key. It's flexible. And that's what we're looking for, is flexibility within a structure. So Mazraoui inverts into the number 6. We can still push Dorgu far left-hand side, left wing, Sesko in the centre, and Mbeumo right wing. But the two key ones here is Cunha and Bruno. We've got a bit of a box midfield there in the 2 and the 2. 2 6s, 2 10s. Bruno Fernandes is one of those other 10s. In the back three, Lenny Yoro on the right-hand side. Martinez once he's fit, but I'll take Heaven or Shaw for now. And Matty de Ligt in the centre. The organiser, the aerial presence, that big mallet in the centre of the pitch. What this gives us is balance. Martinez and Yoro can play balls into those two midfielders, that double pivot. They can come and collect the ball, whether it's Ugarte or Mazraoui. They can get on the turn and then they can move the ball a little bit higher up to the two number 10s that should be operating away from the opposition back line and in the half space. Now, this gives Manchester United the opportunity to overload opposition midfields. If they've got 3 in there, we've got 4. And this is where United can start to dominate games and give us an element of control and balance. The double pivot, Manuel Ugarte for the physical duels or Kobbie Mainoo for composure and progression. You pick and choose it based on the opponent. You don't just select the team and then look who you're playing, which it feels like we do at the moment. Mazraoui starts as right wing back in possession, rolls inside and becomes that second 6. That's the game changer. Mazraoui and the amount of duels that he gets into and the intelligence that he plays with would be absolutely fantastic in this position. We did a video the other week where we looked at him just being a number 6. But I actually think that if you have him inverting from this role, it adds extras. It brings in so much more. Now, what we get with the rest defence here is you've got 2 shields in front of the back 3. Plug in those gaps, plug in those lanes, just stop in that 30, 40, 50 metre expanse which opens up the second United lose the ball. And in the build-up, we've got stability. The 3+2 gives us 5 players to be able to play out against the press. And you start to move Bruno into areas where he can be effective and he can still press when we lose the ball, as can Cunha. And like I said, if you see Lenny Yoro stepping into midfield, Mazraoui can drop back and reform in the back 3. Those attacking 2, that attacking line, the dual 10s, Cunha and Bruno on the same line, in between the opposition lines, operating in the half space. And then ahead of them, Dorgu high and wide on the left, doing what he does. And Mbeumo dragged out over to the right-hand side, where he actually operates fantastically well. And Sesko centrally, pinning the centre half. And again, it can still be flexible. But the most important part of this is Ugarte and Mazraoui naturally going to just have a little bit more caution when we lose the ball. And that's how it works. On those defensive transitions, no more gaping holes when you lose the ball. They're going to shield the space. And like I said, the rotation's really important. United's biggest weakness is the ease at which teams counter and cross against us. This shape is just a tweak, but I think it fixes it. We're not talking about reinvention of the system. We're talking about an evolution that plugs the gaps. Number 2, linked to number 1. The second problem, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno, when he's played deep, has his wings clipped. And it's just not a good fit for him, okay? He's an intelligent footballer, but he's playing too deep. And playing him too deep takes away the best parts of him. You lose the things that make him special, the risk-taking, the final ball, the ability to arrive late in the box. Instead, he's wasting energy being like a B-Tech Kante. We're talking about Bruno's game with how many tackles and interceptions and presses he had. That's not his game. I don't want him chasing opposition midfielders and leaving us with no control and with gaps. So the fix is simple. How do we find a way to make him effective? Ban him from the pivot. He's got to live where he operates best, as a number 10, in between the lines. Push him up level with Cunha where he can start to hurt teams. And what he brings when he's higher up is creativity. He's literally the Premier League's top chance creator. Get him in the areas where he can create. He takes risks. He brings chaos. That's absolutely frustrating from someone deep in the build-up, but he's devastating in the final third. And then he's a second ball threat. In a 3-2-2-3, he's perfectly placed where his pouncing on balls and clearances around the box becomes an asset to you, as does his pressing. Higher up, he can chase, he can press, he can get involved, he can jump on passes that have gone sideways or backwards, he can force mistakes, and he can become an asset to this team again. You know, what I want to see, the ball gets recycled from Mazraoui into Agate, and then it's a vertical pass to Bruno in between the lines. Bruno on the half turn, he's got Sesko running ahead of him, he's got Mbeumo to his right, he can switch it over to the left-hand side where Dorgu is, or he's got Cunha for a bit of close combination where he could do a 1-2 and then get ahead of the ball again. That's 4 immediate options for United's most unpredictable, creative player. When he's played deep, he's either going to lose you the ball or he's going to try and make something happen. He's not making things happen from an area that can be effective. He's trying to force things to be effective from 20, 30, 40 yards further back. Now, this is where the magic happens, because out of possession, we don't need to rely on Bruno to get all the way back. He joins Cunha in pressing from the front. Sesko can curve a run onto the goalkeeper. Cunha can lock onto one of the pivots. And Mbeumo and Dorgu can screen those wide passes. And instead of wasting his legs chasing all the way back into midfield, Bruno's now the first defender, setting traps, getting onto people, stopping people turning, winning the ball high up the pitch where he can put an immediate forward pass into the likes of Mbeumo and Sesko and make something happen. You get the best out of him higher up the pitch. Play him deep and you neutralise your own best asset. And then the third thing, a big thing, goalkeeper. We can't build a confident defensive structure if the goalkeeper does not command his box. He doesn't play a high line, doesn't get out of his box. Bayindir can't start. He's uncertain on crosses. He's silent at set pieces. He's soft. The fix is necessary. Drop Bayindir and pick Lemon. And if Lemon ain't ready, pick Tom Heaton. We need to be dominant on the crosses. Now, Lemon was 99.9th percentile in the world. We want claims. We want punches. We want someone that's going to attack the ball, not somebody tethered to their line. We are conceding far too many goals from wide deliveries. I want a goalkeeper coming with violence. Number 2, start position. When you have a high line, sweeping in behind the defence is necessary. No more camping on your line. And when someone does bear down on goal, you get the fuck out there and you intimidate them. You make them think that you're going to clatter them. You don't stand inside your 6-yard box and allow them to get a shot off. And number 3, a voice. You have to organise. You have to embody the best of Peter Schmeichel. Nothing's ever your fault and everyone in front of you is a prick, right? Shout, point, command. There has to be leadership. Keepers are crazy. You've got licence to do that. Be that crazy goalkeeper that does those things. We signed Lamens to do that. Let him do that. He genuinely cannot be worse. If we can have a goalkeeper coming claiming 3 and 4 crosses per game that previously caused us chaos, that's 3 and 4 transitions killed at source. That calms the defence. It improves our first contact. It also lets us push higher up with confidence. And if he's got a boot on him, we can immediately counter-attack. And more importantly, stop conceding soft goals. So, for me, Gaffer is on the brink of the sack because we are repeating the same mistakes. We are open on transition. We lack control in midfield and we are fucking weak on crosses. So unless something changes, he is gone. But that is what I think the beauty of this little idea is. It's simple. 3 tweaks. 3-2-2-3. Mazraoui start inverting. A better rest defence, a better build-up, more control. Bruno higher up. Unlock the creativity and actually bring in either control with a Menu or combative with a Nugati. Unlock Bruno's creativity. And 3, goalkeeper decision. Stop conceding cheap goals from crosses and rebuild the defensive confidence. Start actually saving some of those shots that come at us. So if I walked in as the assistant today, and I'll take my phone off silent just on the off chance, because you never know, yeah? If I walk in as assistant today, that's the plan that I'm putting in front of them. And I'm saying that's what we do. And we can do that this week. We can work on that. And if I get another week, we're doing set plays. Because unless you fix these things right now, he will be sacked before November. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.